A decade after a devastating population crash, the ochre sea stars of the Oregon coast are showing remarkable signs of recovery. This is according to new research from Oregon State University and Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, offering a glimmer of hope for these vital creatures. The study, published in Ecosphere, details the recovery of these sea stars after a period of significant decline. But here's where it gets controversial. Scientists haven't definitively pinpointed the cause of this resurgence. Was it a direct result of the wasting disease epidemic that nearly wiped them out, or just a stroke of good fortune? Regardless, the research paints a positive picture. Multiple sites along the coast are witnessing a comeback. Lead author Sarah Graham, now an assistant professor at Cal Poly, noted, "Wasting disease remains in circulation and populations continue to fluctuate, but there's also much evidence that ochre sea stars are bouncing back." Graham, along with Bruce Minge, a distinguished professor at OSU, analyzed populations across 8 locations over a 23-year period. They found that many of the young sea stars, born after the initial crash, have now reached adulthood. Population numbers are now at or even exceeding pre-disease levels. Graham explained, "After declines in sea star numbers of up to 84% in 2014, we quickly saw an 8,000% increase in young sea stars landing on shore. This recovery is crucial because ochre sea stars are a keystone predator in the intertidal zone. Their presence helps maintain the balance of the ecosystem. At 3/4 of the study sites, the sea star's predation on California mussels has returned to normal levels. This means the mussels can't overpopulate and dominate the intertidal rocks, allowing other species to thrive." Minge, who has been studying the Oregon intertidal zone for decades, stated, "We showed that sea stars have now grown abundant and large enough that they are eating mussels at similar rates to before the epidemic at most sites in Oregon. However, there's a caveat. The average size of the sea stars is still smaller than before the epidemic, ranging from 25% to 65% smaller at all but one location. Also, the populations are less stable year to year than before, indicating that they haven't fully returned to their previous state. This is likely due to the ongoing influx of young sea stars and occasional outbreaks of the wasting disease. The connection between the population crash and the subsequent baby boom remains a mystery." Graham suggests 2 possibilities. Either the sea stars are resilient to mass mortality events, or the boom was unrelated to the disease, and they simply got lucky. The cause of the sea star wasting disease, a strain of the bacterium Vibrio pectinicida, was only recently discovered. A collaboration led by scientists at the University of British Columbia, the University of Washington, the U.S. Geological Survey, and the Hawkeye Institute published their findings in Nature Ecology and Evolution. The disease causes sea stars to develop lesions and twisted arms, making them appear to be melting away. What do you think? Do you believe the sea star's recovery is a sign of resilience, or just a temporary reprieve? Share your thoughts in the comments below.